Just when you thought you knew all about the Enneagram, I throw something new at you. Yes, it's called Countertypes, and today I am teaching on the Enneagram 8 Countertype. It has everything to do with instinctual variance, aka subtypes, self-preservation, social, sexual, all of those things are involved with countertypes. And this is why some Enneagram types just never fully feel like they fit in with their own type. And so that's what we're going to dive into today. Okay, so before we dive in, I would love to introduce myself. For those new here, I'm Hillary, your certified Enneagram life coach, and I love to teach the Enneagram in the simplest and easiest way possible. Okay, so what does countertype mean within the Enneagram? All 9 types have a countertype, and this is due to every type having subtypes. It's the self-preservation subtype, the social subtype, the sexual subtype, also known as one-to-one. Those are the 3 subtypes within all 9 types, also known as instinctual variance. Both of those are talking about the same thing. All right, so we have self-preservation, social, and sexual for each type, right? And then within those 3 is the countertype. So it could be the social, it could be the self-preservation, or it could be the sexual. It's different for all 9 types. I'll use myself as an example. I'm a type 9 social. The social 9 just happens to be the countertype. So while I really fit in with all the cores of the 9, and actually a lot of the 9, I don't always look and act like a 9, which is sometimes why people even on this channel try and mistype me as a different type, because what I'm portraying here doesn't always remind people of 9s. It's not the stereotypical 9, right? But I'm the countertype, and that explains a lot. And so it just really has to do with the behaviors. The outside behaviors, what you're seeing doesn't always align with what you think that type would be. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into the type 8. The whole reason why you're here is so that you can learn about the countertypes of the 8, which happens to be the social instinct or subtype. That's the countertype 8. And so let's dive into the social 8. What do they look like, and what makes them look a little different than the other 2 subtypes? This 8 is more service-minded, nurturing, protective, more loyal than the other 2 subtypes at times. They're more friendly and they seem more approachable. This 8 often does not look like an 8. Interesting enough, I'm married to a social 8, which is the countertype, and they say that male 8s a lot of times resemble 9s, and women 8s a lot of times resemble 2s. Isn't that so interesting? And it's true. There have been times where some of the things my husband is doing as a social countertype 8, I'm like, you kind of are resembling a 9 right now. You're resembling me right now, which is so odd, but it's true. That's what they can look like sometimes. This 8 is going to constantly find themselves very busy with projects. I will be the first one to say every Saturday, my husband gets up and just makes a huge list of things to do, projects that need to be done. I feel like the list is never ending with him. If you're an 8, can you relate to that, where there is just a to-do list all the time, it's never ending, and you're constantly on the go doing stuff? But hot tip 8s, watch out, because you can run yourself into the ground. Try not to do that. Try not to constantly be on the go. Make sure you're getting some rest in there too. Another big difference between the social 8 versus the self-preservation 8 and the sexual 8 is this 8 is a lot less quick to anger. Even though they're in that anger triad, you're not going to see it as much as you are in those other 2 subtypes. This 8 is just a lot more mellow, making them resemble that 9. That social 8 is very good at taking care of others, but they do need to learn to make sure they are taking care of themselves too. It's just as important, guys. You need love, you need nurturing, you need safety just as much. And so make sure you're allowing for space for that, you're allowing that to happen, you're receptive to that, you're open to that, because you need that too. And so that brings us to the end of what a social 8 can look like. What did you guys think? Did you relate to it? Are you a social 8? Or do you feel like, yeah, I'm an 8, but I definitely didn't relate to any of that? That's okay. It might be because you're a self-preservation 8 or a sexual 8. And I have good news for you, because I have already covered both of those subtypes. I'll link that video right here. Go give that a watch if you want to learn about all 3 of the subtypes. I've already covered that in detail. And so no worries there. You'll get to learn about all 3 subtypes if you'd like to learn a little bit more. All right, so that's all I have on that social 8, but you guys know I never like to close these without letting you know if you are still struggling to even find your type, or you want help figuring out your subtype or wing or anything like that. I do offer typing sessions, coaching sessions, different things like that. I'll link the info right here and down below. Just go to my website, enneagramandcoaching.com. You can find out all the information on what I offer. But I know a lot of you can get to the end of these videos and go, goodness, I related to some of this, but not all of it. So I'm still struggling. And so I have that available to you guys. But anyways, that's all I have for today. Until next time, bye guys.